The search for Joseph Ferguson ended in a hail of gunfire late last night. After a 24-hour killing spree, officers caught him driving a stolen car, and that set off a high-speed chase. The chase through Rancho Cordova ended with a shootout, hundreds of gunshots. A man simply in the wrong place at the wrong time shot while sitting at a stoplight in his pickup truck. All the while, Ferguson shooting at officers converging on the scene. One detective said it was like a war.
Firing their gun till it's empty, reloading, firing their gun till it's empty, reloading, trying to keep their head down. They're obviously outgunned. This man's got a assault-type rifle. They're taking rounds into their own vehicle.
A part of Ferguson's leg could be seen in the open door of the stolen car, the leg motionless. SWAT officers in an armored car approached very slowly, finally confirming that Ferguson was dead. He had shot himself. And we're now learning that for most of the day, yesterday, Ferguson was hiding out inside the home of another burned security guard, Nikolai Popovich. And tonight, Popovich's relatives are telling the chilling story of what happened exclusively to News 10's Dan Adams. Dan just returned to our newsroom tonight. He has the story for us.
Dale, it was at 3 o'clock yesterday morning when Nikolai's wife, Luda, heard the doorbell ring. Nikolai got out of bed, cracked the front door to see who was there, and he was ambushed by the heavily armed Ferguson, who rushed into the home. Tonight, Popovich's cousin, who spent the day with Luda, told me that Ferguson at first said he would not kill them. But at gunpoint, he demanded that Nikolai videotape a message that later he would have Luda delivered to police. Just before sunrise yesterday, he became more agitated.
He tied her hands with tape and with a phone cord. Then he put her in a chair and he tied it with a duct tape and I don't know, probably the phone cord too. And he said, "Don't worry, I'm not going to shoot you. I have no reason to kill you." Then when he took him to the another room, she just heard pop.
She heard a pop.
Yeah.
That was about 6 o'clock yesterday morning. For the following 15 hours, he continued to threaten Luda, even forced her to go to the room and look at her dead husband. Then at 9 o'clock last night, 18 hours after he raided their home, Ferguson told Luda that he wanted to go to AT&T and murder his ex-girlfriend's father, who had served as a burned security guard there. He let Luda go with the videotape. She rushed to AT&T and told employees there that he was coming. They locked up and called police, and a short time later, the shootout with Ferguson occurred just a few blocks away.
And now the tragic story of what led to the killing spree, a workplace romance broken off, and the dangerous obsession that followed. News 10's George Warren tonight spoke with the immigrant family that has been shattered.
I came to the United States 3 years ago.
Back home in Romania, he was a powerful lawyer, a judge. But Mihai Shushu left it all to bring his daughters to America. Think of the opportunities for Nina, the older girl, who could speak and write in 4 languages.
I was sure that she will have here a lot of opportunities. She can become something. This is true, I'm sure.
Nina took classes at American River College and would join the U.S. Navy in February.
My company.
In the meantime, she went to work where her father works, as a burned security guard. And there she met Joey Ferguson.
And for me, I didn't know that they had some relationship and they love each other. I didn't know, and I don't know now.
For 7 months, Nina concealed her relationship with Ferguson from her father, but not from her best friend, her little sister.
When I saw him first time, I didn't really like him because he was talking, like a maniac. He was saying that God doesn't exist, that he likes to kill rats, stuff like that.
Soon Nina herself would question the relationship after spending the summer with family in Europe.
When we came from Moldova this summer, my sister wanted to break up with him, and he didn't like that because he was obsessed with her. And he threatened her. He said that he's gonna kill her or me.
Only then did Nina's father learn about Joey.
She complained about that he's crazy. He she expected from him anything.
Burns Security suspended Joey Ferguson after he smashed Nina's car. Nina told police she thought he might kill her.
When I talked to her on Thursday, she said that the police is offering her a custody, you know, a hotel, and she wanted me to live with her because she was afraid.
The protective custody never materialized, of course. And late Saturday night, in the guard shack at the Sacramento Corporation Yard, Nina became Joey Ferguson's first victim. A grieving father can't understand why she wasn't protected.
Why they didn't
I'm really scared and I can't believe that I'm alone. That I don't have a sister anymore. She was like a model for me.
Well, we tried to check with the Sacramento Police Department tonight about the family's claim that Nina and her sister had been promised protective custody, but we were unable to get an answer. Meantime, Nina's family will take her home to Moldova for burial. Her little sister, Anastasia, doesn't think that she will return to the United States.
Another one of Ferguson's victims possibly just in the wrong place at the wrong time. 19-year-old Derek Glimstad was not an employee of Burns Security. He had taken a job with the Miller Park Marina, in part to earn money to buy lift tickets because he loved to snowboard. But at that marina, that's where Glimstad's young life came to an end.
It's weird because like even now I still feel like it can be undone, you know? I still feel like maybe he's gonna walk through the door.
Richie said that his Uncle Derek loved his job at the marina, not only because it put extra money in his pocket, but because he could spread the word of the Lord to other boaters. Well, 2 others were killed in this weekend shooting spree. Burns security guards, Marcia Jackson, single mother of 3, shot at the City Corporation Yard, and 48-year-old George Bernardino, shot and killed also at the Miller Park Marina.
Well, after leaving Miller Park, Ferguson headed toward the Sacramento Zoo, where he confronted another Burns co-worker, guard Diane Fouts. Fouts, who doesn't want her face shown, was still shaking tonight as she told me she had just received a phone call from her cousin warning her of the murderous rampage when she came face to face with Ferguson herself.
I walked out the gate of the zoo and there he was, stuck a shotgun in my face, told me that he didn't want to kill me, didn't want to hurt me, he just needed to take my car.
Before taking her car and continuing his murder spree, Ferguson handcuffed Fouts to a railing at the zoo where she stayed for 3 hours in the darkness until a SWAT team freed her in the middle of the night. She says she is grateful to be alive.
Well, the person apparently responsible for all of this carnage, a 20-year-old man with no criminal record, not even a traffic ticket. But after taking a closer look at the suspect, authorities say they could have spotted some warning signs. And as News 10's Brian May shows us, those signs were very apparent in a videotape made just hours before his death.
I giveth and I taketh. And that's how it goes in life.
We recovered at that time extensive amount of weaponry, including some very disturbing literature from the individual that I think provided us with a good idea of his state of mind.
Police say what little they know about Joseph Ferguson is disturbing. The fact that they knew nothing of him until this murder spree is the only thing surprising.
He got a lot of literature from the hate groups, had Nazi flags in his home, and a lot of paraphernalia of the white supremacy movement. I can tell you this was a very disturbed, and not just because he killed the folks, but he was a very disturbed young man. And especially looking at some of the people in his life.
According to neighbors, the people in his life were mostly family. Neighbors we spoke with say they knew little of the Ferguson family, aside from the physical signs of their home. A heightened fence with barbed wire, warning signs, and knowledge that the family had an arsenal of weapons inside.
This individual knew how to work weapons. He actually, what we understand, converted the weapons from semi-automatic to full automatic. We found a number of banana clips in the car, a number of other ammunition for other guns.
The Ferguson family background troubled as well. His mother currently serving a 14-year jail sentence for molesting he and another boy. In wrapping up their investigation, Sacramento police officials say they are now looking into whether or not the weapons the suspect had were legally registered. In Sacramento, Brian May, News 10.
During Joseph Ferguson's final moments, police say he fired more than 200 rounds from an AK-47 while battling with police. 27-year-old Jeffrey Maines was just on his way home from the corner store when he got caught in the middle of that gunfight. Family members have been camped out at UC Davis Med Center hoping for some good news about his condition. He remains in critical condition tonight. Another bullet hit Officer Martin Tapia in the arm, and Officer Nick Samaron was bruised and scraped as he dozed for cover from the bullets, but he continues to recover at home tonight, and we certainly wish them all the best.